Today we're going to make density bottles. Density bottles are really very cool because you'll see that some liquids are heavier than others. They have different densities, how thick or how thin it is. So they make layers because we'll find that some of these liquids float to the top and some will stay on the bottom. Let's find out. So I have them listed in the order that they recommend them pouring into the bottles. Honey, corn syrup, vinegar. I've chosen apple cider vinegar because it has a little color. Dish soap, cooking oil, and lastly water. So let's start. I measured the water for the volume of this container and I know that it holds 1 cup of fluid, which is like 16 cups. So I'm going to put 2 tablespoons of each ingredient in here. So just carefully pour it down the side. That's 1 honey. 2. Some corn syrup. Almost the same color. I'm going to put it in slowly so I try not to mix it too much with the honey. That was 1. This will be 2. I'm not tipping the glass very far. So I'm trying to minimize the amount that it mixes together. Now some apple cider vinegar. I thought I would put a drop of red food coloring in this because some of the liquids that we're using are a similar color. There's 1. I have my red food coloring already. So again, slowly in. I think you can start to see some of the liquids forming, some of the layers forming. Ooh, that was cool. And here's number 2. I'm doing it outside, so it doesn't matter if I make a mess. If you're doing inside, you might want to put a tray underneath. Oh, so we have the honey, the syrup, and the vinegar. Which one of those do you think is the lightest? Has the least density? Okay. And some green dish soap. One. Let's see what happens with that. You can use whatever color dish soap that you have. So that one's going down and it's mixing with the cider vinegar a little. Oh, but look, it's coming up. And then 2 tablespoons of the cooking oil. One. Oops, that was a messy pour. Good thing I'm outside. 2. Oh, which one do you think is the lightest one now? Which one do you think has the most density or is densest? Lots of things to think about when you're doing this. And last, the water, and I thought, we don't have any blue in there, so let's make the water blue. Okay, same number, same amount for each liquid. Wasn't too careful with that one, was I? I like the way that it makes bubbles with the oil. Put oil and water. Don't mix. Because one is lighter than the other. There it is. It's pretty cool. Some of them are already separated. These two are about the same color, so you have to look closely. But some of them are already separating, or separated, and some of them are still working on it. So there's what it looks like right now. I'll take a picture a little later in the day after they have a chance to fully separate. You can see that these two are still mixed a little bit. I'm also going to try things like dropping in a sparkle or maybe a marble very slowly and carefully and seeing what's happening. And then I'll show you a picture of what it looks like at the end. Hope you enjoy that. You can try different liquids. Just remember, take the measurement of the volume of your container and then divide that by the number of things you have so you have equal portions of each liquid. Have fun. So here it is. It's pretty much separated. You can see the first layer's here. And then second layer, third layer, fourth layer. That was the blue water coming up, and the last layer was the oil. So that's what it looks like. So I've got a few things to see what happens when we slowly put them in. See what they are? Which ones do you think are the heaviest? The lightest and the middle one? Let's find out what happens. I'm going to start with the lightest ones first. Oops. I have to catch the heaviest ones though. There they go. Okay, let's see. And when you're doing this at home, you can guess what happens. Before you put them in, what do you think is going to happen? Does it depend on how you drop it in? I see one. Whoop. One's down at the top of the first layer. Okay. Let's try the middle one. Let's try a couple buttons. Don't really want to knock anything. Whoa. But look at that. Did it fall all the way down? See where it is? It's on top of the honey. Or the syrup. So it fell through the lightest, the least dense of the liquids. But it kind of looks a little bit trapped in the two thickest or the densest ones at the bottom. Let's try this one. That button was a little bit heavier. Oh! And then there are the heaviest ones, the marbles. Before we put them in, can you see the white button? It's kind of suspended there. I don't know if you can see it well or not. Okay, here goes the blue marble. What do you think is going to happen? Whoa. Did you see how fast it went through the top layers? And then when it got to the ones that were more dense, had more density, it slowed down. Watch this one. Same idea. Should we try one more marble? I'd like to. And then maybe a few of the flower glitter stickers. But you'll see the buttons. Oh, that button made it down to there, but the dark blue button is kind of lying right on top of the honey and syrup. One more marble. That one slowed down nicely. And then a few of these. See the bubbles that formed up in here? Let me see if I can show you better. Okay. And then from the top down, so you might want to try and make density bottles at your house too. Just using what you have on hand.